Peace to all my loyal subscribers. Welcome back to the page. I am No Front Vo. If you're new to the page, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any new messages that I present to the masses and to all my loyal subscribers. Basically, with this page, if this your first time viewing, I speak on metaphysics. That is one of my places I like to be in. Metaphysics is just simply the study of anything above the physical. So, take that as you can. And yeah, happy holidays to everybody. If you don't celebrate certain things, we just celebrate the holidays and just the energy. I love the energy around, holidays, because it's just like people just seem to rise in their spirit, and even though they might be celebrating things they don't know that they're celebrating, they still have high energy and high vibrations and high just enlightenment. Because it was like very foggy and stuff the last 2 days before Christmas Eve and Christmas, like as the human beings like to call it. But I noticed that yesterday and today been like beautiful days outside. And like every day is beautiful, every day is a gift for sure, but like, you know what I mean. But with that being said, we're gonna jump straight into the lesson, starting off with some positive energy, just so we can end it with a positive energy. Today, because I hadn't had a good message for like the last 3 days, I gotta say, not one in-depth message. And sometimes it just go as far as like, you might have to change up your eating habits, might have to get a little bit more hydration in your body, things of that sort, because we do have a new moon, a full moon right now that we're going through currently. So if you know anything about moons and things like that, it makes the tides rise. And because you have water inside of your body, and 99% of yourself is water. So with you hydrating yourself, you actually helping yourself astral project and do things of that sort, because your aura and things like that is mostly like energy, gas and plasma energy. So when you feed these things what it needs, then that will help you get more into your creative, and get more in tune with being able to be clairvoyant. And being clairvoyant is nothing, it's simply just being able to see past, present events while you're astral projecting. But let me go ahead and light up, Yeah, that part. But if you don't, I don't recommend anybody do any, I don't call it a drug, but that's what they call it. So I don't recommend anyone do it. But each his own. If you got to, today is a holiday. I got my little bottle. Don't judge me. But I mean, things like this actually help open you up, and because I took a little sip before the video started, and this kind of helps soothe you and open you up to like the spirits, and because there are spirits in here, these spirits connect with the other spirits, and it's like a good conversation. This is my second day drinking on this. I'm not really heavy drinker for sure, but just enough to get the nerves soothed. I guess that's enough. With that being said, family, today we're gonna talk about just different subjects, but I'm gonna start off with, the Akashic records. Because it is a heavy topic going on around right now. And I'm not gonna ignore it. Because like I said, I hadn't astral projected in like 2 or 3 days heavily. Well, I wasn't deep into the astral projection. Today was different. And like I did notice, I had started drinking a lot more water, and it just helps flow. It helps with your flow, and it's just something about drinking water. It's just something about it. It is a spiritual entity, we know that, but it's intelligence in that water and the more that you have inside of your body. Because it's water in the desert, but it's so little of it that so you have to always continue to rehydrate yourself and keep yourself full of that energy. Because like I said, it is energy, and if you're low on that energy, then it can cause you to not project, or if you do actually project, you won't be able to retain as much, because that intellect that's in the water is what helps retain that memory and your DNA and everything else, you know. The more hydrated you are, the more it's be able to give you that energy of the past and present, and you'll be able to retain it and use it, bring it to this reality, implement it so that you can view it in this third dimension. With most of the things in the universe, because we do have different planes of existence, different planets, we have over 1 million planets that are inhabited like ours, over 1 million. So when you go into these different realms, like they say, the fourth dimension, when you go into the fourth dimension, is usually when you're actually projecting. And I just like to say the fourth because I don't like to go too up there as far as like, because some people can't do certain things. So, you know, I'm not trying to boast or anything. You're on the third, so we're just gonna talk about the fourth. When you're going into these fourth dimensions, it's simply a vibration. It's a higher vibration. And anything that happens, as you know, energy trickles down, because we were at a certain vibration at one point. We lowered in vibration. That's how we got to this third dimension. But there are beings who are just like us, neuromelanated, who are on these higher dimensions, and those are the people you usually contact whenever you're trying to, you know, contact these immortal beings. And by immortal, they lived on the physical, now they are transcended. But as in transcended, they just raised the vibration. So most of the time they didn't been through this stuff that we done been through on this planet. They didn't, or they could be from another planet and things like that, still contacting you, but it won't be through, you know, so much conversation or things like that. So they might give you a visual, because it's different ways that the universe talks to you. In these, by the universe, we talking about ancestors and, you know, immortals, things of that sort. So I'm sorry, I'm still in ketosis. I ain't even ate today. Like, I try to stay in ketosis as much as possible. And eating an apple and things of that sort, it still has you in ketosis because it's still just water. So at the end of the day, even if you eat some fruit or something like that, it's still gonna have you in ketosis because it ain't it's an even balance. You and the apple is the same. Y'all still both probably 99% water. So you're not really eating unless you're eating like bread, flesh, things of that sort, peanuts, things that's not so much water content, you know? But speaking on the Akashic Records, this is how you can attain your Akashic Records. You have to first direct it. So when you directing your Akashic Records, because there's so many records, and all the Akashic Records is every sound, emotion, action is permanently recorded on this timeline or this wave that basically you can tap into, and it has all the because we know time don't exist, it has all future, present, and past events. But with your spirit just being infinite, it goes everywhere. So if you're not directing it towards a certain point, a certain reality, a certain perspective, then it's just gonna feed you different things, because that's all it is a feeder. You have to actually want it to go to that certain wavelength and that certain, you know, vibe that you actually want to manifest. Because like I said, when you're going into that high vibration, when you bring it back, all it is something that was on a higher vibration going into a lower vibration. So it's giving y'all the same energy path. That's when you are in alignment. That's what alignment means, is that you actually went to that fourth dimension and brought it back with you. And now you're doing the things to implement that will have you actually, if it was a future event, it will give you the energy that you need to put you in alignment with that thing. Let's say you see somebody who you're still in love with in your dreams, because I do it all the time. All that's doing is, let's say y'all have a good, pleasant vision over that person in the fourth dimension. All that's doing is simply, because when you come back to the conscious, you're going to be thinking high vibrational thoughts about that person. So that person is going to be receiving high vibrational thoughts from you. So that it puts you in alignment with them even more, you know? It's a crazy concept, but it's a beautiful thing. Because you might not even thought about that person that day. Or you might have thought about something else about that person, not so much a positive thought. And we all feel thoughts. We all know emotions. You might wonder why, something just kind of hit your aura field. It might not penetrate it, it might not go inside of it, but it'll bounce off of it. Because if you got your protection up and stuff like that, not a lot gonna affect you. That's why I tell you every day, make sure y'all got y'all bubble on, y'all armor, y'all light, y'all crystals. Protection is big these days. It is just as important as a weapon, because you don't really need a weapon. If your spirit right, nothing can penetrate you. They can shoot 1,000,000 times, they're gonna miss. 100 shots, gonna miss. You know, if you right, if you in touch with your spirit, if you in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing on this earth, if it's not your time, it's not your time. Anything here it's not gonna exist. You feel? And it just comes with everything. So you don't have to worry about so-called transcending and all that. If you living right, it don't matter. So know that in different types, I like to talk about our powers a lot. The more you talk about it, the more you get in tune with it, the more you can better use it. So every day I'm always looking up the powers that we do have and the ones that we haven't unlocked that are in our DNA and that are just laying dormant, ready for you to unlock it, ready for the floodgates to open, so that it can reveal itself to you in your present self. But you have to be aware of the powers before you can use them. It could be somebody who know how to fly all day, but if they don't know that they can fly, they're gonna be walking like everybody else around them. So you have to be aware of what you have and what you have dormant in you. And it's only a meditation is the way that you're gonna get to be able to talk to these immortals, so that they can tell you how to use what you have, because they know exactly what you have. And sometimes I done went with them and they teach you how to fly. They do all that stuff. They give you visions of flying so that you can have that feeling of flight. So that when you come back to this reality, you have that feeling of flight. And the feeling of flight is a free energy. It's something that makes you feel free. And when you come into this one and you feel free, that's what's gonna help you manifest great things in your life. Because like I said, all it is frequency, all it is energy. All the universe knows how you feel. So if you feel like you flying, your energy gonna be out the roof. You're gonna be able to manifest whatever you want, because your energy saying that you have everything you want. You're doing the impossible here. Even imagining yourself flying, you're doing the impossible here. So other things is easily obtainable. So you just have to get into that energy, that frequency of flight, of freedom, like a bird, like free. Like you can do what you want, you can fly where you want, you don't have to worry about anything, you know? And I just had noticed even yesterday, we have to continue to work on our crystals and our candles and just things of that sort, because even just the light from a fire, that flicker, when you got your eyes closed, it's a flicker. It's activating things in your pineal and in your mind that you can use whenever you, it just helps, give that effect. Because when you're going through these portals and stuff, it's actually like a flashing light that you going through. So that's why it's dark, flashing lights. You're going through that umbilical, from one reality to another. It's like an umbilical that connects all of them together. And it might be thin, but size don't matter, size never mattered. Because what's small to you, one of your cells, you might think it's small, but in that cell, it could have a whole planet just like we live in right now. People, places, they eating Jack in the Box, they doing everything. Just like you do here. Except it's in a smaller plane, but like I said, the atom split is what created the bomb, That's what the atomic bomb is, the split of atoms. These small, invisible things that if they hit it with a laser or penetrate it with a certain type of energy, it's gonna explode, because all it is a smaller dimension inside of a smaller point. You have all these points in you And in these points, there are planets, there are universes, there are people, there are all type of things. And basically, when you go and meditate, you go inside of them places, but you got to pick the place where you want to go, because you do have places in there that are dark. So if you're not aiming where you're going every time, because your soul has to experience these things, so it's in all places. Your job as a conscious being, as an aware being, is to pinpoint where you going in your conscious life, in your metaphysical life, everywhere. Everything has to be guided. Psychic hearing, psychic sensing, seeing the future, seeing what you're gonna be doing in your future self, going into your past self. Sometimes I done went too far in the future to where you just doing something that you might be doing 10 generations from now. Or I done went back to where it's just like, you see slave things and things that they was doing to people that when you wake up, you still remember it now. Like if it was a memory, like you viewed it. Because all you doing right now, you being a watcher. This is watching. Me looking at myself is watching what I'm doing. I'm being a watcher right now. Even just viewing myself, looking at what I'm doing, I'm being a watcher. So when you being a watcher in these different realities, it's the same as this. You calculating, you knowing what's happening. I've seen it, I've experienced it. I don't have to watch scary movies no more, because I see it. I see the zombie worlds and the world. Like I said, if I go to the past, there would be things there that would just like have you in awe. For real. And then you can get information from objects like crystals, and you can get, because even though they can't move, they still have a certain type of energy with them. This was once something. It was once an animal. It was once a plant. It was something at one point, and those things compacted, light-headed, and now it's in that form. It could have been a human being. It could have been a god. It's just energy, you know? So when you ask crystals questions, it can give you answers, but you have to ask the right questions because they lived a certain experience. So you have to figure out what kind of experience your crystals had before they even went into their form, you know? Because you can only ask certain questions to certain deities, you know? At the end of the day. It's a beautiful thing, honestly. And I would just say, celebrating certain holidays, I feel like every day should be just that, having that energy of positivity around the world, you know? It shouldn't have to be a holiday or something. Every day should just be high energy, high focus, high. You know, if you want to give gifts to somebody, give it to them every day, if that's the case. Give them just the gift of being real, you know? Certain gifts you can give somebody. They don't always have to be physical gifts. The universe don't always give them physical things. Sometimes it just gives you the energy of having it, which is sometimes better than actually having it, because you might get tired of that thing that is in the actual physical form versus having the energy of being whatever you want, you know? Shoot, imagine having the energy of waking up every day feeling like you just won a lottery every time. Energy. You know, that's just like, you don't have to have the physical all the time. Because just having it, like I said, you could be a watcher of it and have the energy of it. And it's just as good as obtaining it. It's just as good as going through it, viewing it, having the energy of it. That's a beautiful thing to be able to experience, to be a watcher, because you just as much have it as they had it. And that's true. Ome Padme On, Ome Padme On, Ome Padme On. Different sayings from the Far East, you say these certain sayings and it unlocks certain pathways in your brain. So that's why I recommend everybody try to learn a new language. Definitely try to learn something new and get in tune with different realities, because that's a reality to them, they language. So when you speaking these things, you're going through these different dimensions. Al dente, that means perfection in Italian, you know. So just the universe gonna keep giving you more. I give to y'all, the universe giving me. I give to y'all, the universe giving me. It's just a give and receive thing. That's why I can give y'all this stuff. It's not no big secret to me, because it keep giving me. And I just keep giving to y'all, you know. It's just a give and receive. It's all love. It's all helping us raise our frequency and have no fears, you know, because what is that to fear when you know that you're infinite? Like, it's just like a great feeling, you know? Infinite being in an infinite universe that goes on forever. It could be anything. You could leave this physical and turn into a whole planet. You could be the watcher of the planet, because the planet is just like us, it's a watcher. So it's having to watch everything from its perspective. Just like you feel, when you feel something on you and you got that feeling, like as a watcher, you got the vibrations in it, and that vibration is you, and you are the, you know. Like I said, a planet could be just a cell in a body, in somebody's body, and we just inside of it, you know, fueling it. So that's why you gotta, size don't matter. Like, this is a big infinite universe. Like I said, we could be in a cell in the body of somebody who just walking around, chilling. They could be, like I said, going to eat Jack in the Box and stuff. But we just in their body living, and then we think that we created something, but all we doing is having the DNA from that person that's trickled down to us. Now somebody, the memory came up in them, now they created something called Jack in the Box. You know, it just could get crazy like that. But yeah, with that being said, family, I'm gonna get up out of here. Happy holidays to everybody. I hope everybody got something from the conversation. Appreciate all the comments, the likes, the subscribes. Go ahead, like I said, hit the notification bell, because this won't be the last message. It's definitely not the first. I have plenty of them, so go ahead and watch some of the other videos. Go back to a year ago, I was still doing the same thing. So just go ahead, and you know, continue to think abundantly. I wish abundance, wealth, prosperity, all things you desire in your life at this time now. And if I don't talk to y'all before the new year, happy holidays, like I said. And yeah, continue doing what you're doing in a positive way, and just get better every day. I say, peace. This message has spread beyond the bounds of the universe, in the galaxy, and go beyond the edges of everything. I say, peace.